Today we're diving deep into the uncharted territory of sentient plant life in the realm of science fiction. You might think you've seen all there is to see in the world of extraterrestrial encounters and spacefaring civilizations, but hold on to your space helmets because this is a journey into the fascinating and often overlooked world of intelligent flora. After a bit of digging, I was able to find 7 books featuring sentient plant life. So if you know of any others, please do let me know in the comments. I'll be fascinated to explore this topic even further. But let's kick things off with a classic that brought the concept of plant intelligence to a whole new level. John Wyndham's Day of the Triffids. Triffids is the classic story of plants taking over, taking advantage of the weaknesses of the newly blinded human population. Originally bred for their oil-producing properties, Triffids are mobile, able to walk on their roots, and equipped with a whip-like stinger they were a handful to manage, even before the cosmic event that rendered nearly all of the human population sightless. As society collapses, the Triffids begin to take advantage of the vulnerability of the blinded human population. Their mobility allows them to move around freely, and their poisonous stingers enable them to prey on humans. The Triffids' intelligence and adaptability are evident in their ability to recognise and exploit weaknesses in the human defences. They gather in groups and show signs of coordination, indicating a degree of organisation that goes beyond simple plant behaviour. This element of the story highlights the unexpected danger posed by the Triffids and adds to the tension as the characters struggle to survive in a world where the Triffids have become a significant threat. These mobile, venomous beings turned an already apocalyptic scenario into a chilling tale of survival. But it's not just their mobility that's intriguing, it's their calculated tactics and their relentless pursuit of the blinded human population. Who knew plants could be such cunning adversaries? Ursula K. Le Guin's The Word for World as Forest delves into the intricate relationship between a sort of sentient forest and the indigenous inhabitants of a distant planet. It's not just about the plants being intelligent on their own, but rather the harmony that arises from their symbiotic connection with the Athsheans. It's a reminder that sentience can be found not just within an individual, but within the interconnected web of life itself. A novella in Le Guin's Hainish cycle, in The Word for World as Forest, Terrans have colonised the planet Athshea because the landmass is entirely covered in forest, and wood is in high demand as a luxury item. They have enslaved the indigenous humanoid species, treating them very poorly. But back to sentient plant life. In this novella, the forest is treated by the author as a metaphor for consciousness. The Athsheans exist almost in a symbiotic relationship with the forest, connected on a subconscious level. Okay, but is the forest sentient? Kind of. Le Guin did explore this notion more deeply in a short story, Vaster Than Empires and More Slow, which was published prior to The Word for World as Forest. In this short story, another forest world is approached by a crew of humans doing a survey prior to potential colonisation. The crew is fearful but aren't sure why. It becomes clear that this fear is emanating from the forest, resulting in paranoia among the crew, disappearances and other misadventures. On escaping from the forest onto a nearby savanna area, the feelings are just the same, and the crew conclude that the whole ecosystem on the planet is conscious and aware, and is reacting in a fearful way to them, the aliens of the piece. Symbiosis means communication using signs. Sue Burke's novel of the same name is the most thorough exploration I've found of sentience, intelligence even in plant life. The colonists on Pax find a rich flora and fauna, an ideal environment in which to grow a human outpost. They soon find that all is not as it seems. In a derelict city, they find a grove of bamboo-like plant. It turns out to be very widespread on the planet, spreading by rhizomes underground. This plant, which they named Stevland, has been manipulating humans since they arrived, effectively attempting to domesticate them to its own advantage, to help it expand and flourish. After establishing communication with Stevland, via flowers initially, the humans eventually realise that they need to coexist with Stevland and begin to teach it mathematics, scientific concepts and other knowledge. In return, Stevland extrudes helpful chemicals for humans to use, things like medicines and antibiotics. The colony comes under attack from the descendants of a previous colonising attempt, aliens who were driven out by sickness and declining numbers. They reverted to a nomadic existence far away. Stevland defends the colony as they are now codependent on the humans. Burke's ideas for the book apparently came from her own observations of one of her houseplants killing another. On further research, she was intrigued by the slow and often unobserved fight for light, nutrients and other resources plants battle out every day. In fact, she wrote these ideas into essays and a short story or two before expanding it into book form in 2004. She did not find a publisher for Symbiosis until 2016. In the book, Stevland was named after a colonist who died, but the name actually comes from Stevie Wonder's full name. Orson Scott Card also explores the idea of consciousness in plant life in Speaker for the Dead. In this case, a particular species of trees are part of the life cycle of the indigenous pequeninos or piggies. Father trees are an integral part of the planet's ecosystem and play a significant role in the piggy society and culture. The father trees in Speaker for the Dead are sentient in a sense, as they possess a form of collective consciousness and intelligence. They are interconnected with the piggies and serve as repositories of the piggies' ancestors' memories and experiences. The piggies communicate with the father trees through a process called recolada, which involves consuming a fungus that allows them to access the memories of past piggies. The presence of the father trees in the recolada is a central theme in the book, as it drives the plot's exploration of cultural differences, communication and understanding between humans and the piggies. The father trees and their connection to the piggies' way of life play a crucial role in this story. Ancient sentinels woven into the very fabric of the piggy society. These trees hold the memories of generations, acting as a bridge between past and present. It's a beautiful exploration of how the past influences the present and how even plant life can carry the wisdom of the ages. In Verne Vinge's A Fire Upon the Deep, one of the many alien species depicted are the Screwdriders. Originally an intelligent aquatic plant, a glorified seaweed, they have no native capacity for long-term memory, limiting their development. Their young are curious and mischievous, but the elders are fairly sedentary. At some point in the distant past, they're provided with scrodes, a kind of mobility scooter which allows them to move away from their origins as aquatic plants. As well as providing storage for memories, this uplift allows the Screwdriders to develop technology and commerce, ultimately becoming prevalent throughout the galaxy. Their mysterious benefactor is revealed late in the book, and it becomes clear that their technology uplift came with a hefty price, although that debt wasn't collected for thousands of years. The Screwdriders are perhaps the most overtly sentient plant-based beings so far, elevated above mere consciousness or awareness into tool-using intelligence. In the Far Future of Hothouse by Brian Aldiss, the Earth has stopped rotating and one side is permanently facing the sun. With all that photosynthesis driving sunlight available, plant life has expanded to fill nearly every evolutionary niche formerly occupied by animals, which have almost all been driven to extinction. Plants have evolved nervous systems and even eyes. One type of enormous spider-like plant, the traversers, have spun a giant web which tethers the now distant moon to its Trojan point. In general, the plants have evolved all manner of offensive and defensive weapons. What remains of humanity is close to dying out, reduced to living in the canopy of an enormous continent-spanning banyan tree. As the sun is soon to turn nova, one of the striking images in the book is streams of green seen leaving the earth, plants making a bid for the stars. The struggle for survival takes on a new meaning as plant life evolves to wield weapons and even bid farewell to our solar system. It's a reminder that nature's persistence can reshape the course of the cosmos. I should say that James Blish is quoted as referring to the stories in Hothouse as utter nonsense, but the Hugo panel disagreed, giving the 5-novella collection the Hugo in 1962. The sequel to Symbiosis, Sue Burke's Interference, is set 100 years after the final events of the first book. A new expedition of human colonists has arrived and upsets the balance established between Stevland, the sentient rainbow bamboo, and the human descendants of the first colony, and the distant descendants of the alien colony, the Glassmakers. On an exploratory mission far out into the plains that surround the colony on Pax, the joint team find evidence of yet more sentience, this time in the form of an aggressive coral analogue. In time, the scientists and Stevland realise that this coral is encroaching into the colony's territory, and with intent and purpose. This is war. Plant war. Burke takes plant interactions to a new level in this book. Stevland has to use all of the considerable resources at his disposal to defend the colony from the invaders. The book ends with Stevland producing seeds and cuttings to be transported back to Earth. Sentient plant life in science fiction is a journey through creativity, imagination and the wonders of nature, both real and imagined. From the treacherous Triffids to the interconnected forests, these tales challenge us to expand our understanding of intelligence itself. If you enjoyed this voyage into the realm of sentient plants, be sure to subscribe to Sci-Fi Scavenger for more mind-bending explorations, which you can do by giving the vulture here a nudge. And don't forget to share your thoughts and favourite sci-fi plant stories in the comments below. Until next time, bye for now.